Dear student, I am Dr. Harold Thomas, Professor in Applied Geology, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar. Today, in this course, I will deliver my lecture on environmental impact of mining. Today, I will proceed under the following heads: Introduction, land degradation, remedial measure to prevent land degradation, impact of mining on water, remedial measure to control water pollution, impact of mining on air, control of air pollution, impact of mining on noise, noise control, socio-economic impact of mining, and summary. I believe it will be useful for you. Try to be regular in course. Mining industry addresses to the absolutely important issue of minerals, which is indispensable for any nation. However, at the same time, it is a constant source of environmental pollutant. The mine environment has a direct impact on the workers' health and an indirect effect on the mine surrounding environment. Degraded land, mine dumps, trailing dam and resultant siltation of drainages, cracks and river can significantly impact the surrounding areas. In areas of wilderness, mining may cause destruction and disturbance of ecosystem and habitats, and in area of farming, it may disturb or destroy productive organism and croplands. In urbanized environment, mining may produce air, water, dust and noise pollution. Furthermore, in rural and urban settings, a plethora of socio-economic and cultural impacts are experienced as byproduct of mining industry. Although both underground and surface mining result in significant alteration and deterioration to the environment, the present lecture dwell only on the impact of surface mining. This is largely because of the two reasons. Firstly, surface mining, in line with global trend, has a major share in Indian mineral industry. Almost 70 to 80% of minerals are mined by surface mining method. Secondly, surface mining disturbs the environment and eco to many greater scale in comparison to the underground mining. The major impacts of surface mining are mentioned in a gist herewith. First, alteration of the surface associated with dewastification of the surface soil, for example, open pit working, spoil banks, depression, etc. Upsettings the nature, underground and surface water, for example, water pollution and water decay, etc. Third, dewastification of vegetation, for example, deforestation, degradation of soil, fertility, etc. Fourth, pollution of air as a result of particulate matter dispersion and gassy emissions. Fifth, dust pollution due to open pit blast and coal screening plants. Sixth, mill tailing from the processing of ore and the waste disposal from the washeries. 7. noise pollution has been accepted as a pollution that will never directly affect the workers, but it will affect the quality of life after some time. Next, socio-economic and cultural changes brought forth with surface mining. The entire globe is aware of these environmental changes. However, looking at the importance of mining industry, need of the hour is to mitigate these environmental nuisance hand in hand with mining of minerals. It may be appropriate to underline the need for formation of suitable policies in order to provide maximum protection to natural environment and surrounding on one hand, and the safe mineral extraction and recovery on the other hand. Mining and its subsequent activities have been found to degrade the land to a significant extent. Mining operations regularly modify the surrounding landscape by exposing previously undisturbed earthen material. Overburden removal from a surface mining operation result in a very significant loss of rich topsoil and rainforest. Overburden removal, drill, blast, excavation or cut load operations result in generation of huge volume of waste soil, debris, underlying waste rocks and other material. The bigger the scale of mine, greater is the quantum of waste generated. Open cast mines are therefore more pollution intensive as they generate much higher quantities of waste compared to the underground mines. Open pit produce 8 to 10 times greater waste material in comparison to underground mines. Though most mine waste such as overburden are inert solid material, the industry also generates waste that is toxic in nature. Some of these toxicants inherently present in the mineral body for instance heavy metals such as mercury, arsenic, lead, zinc, cadmium, etc. These heavy metals have a tendency to leach out of the store waste piles, contamination, the local environment, waterways and drainage system. As the operation of mining are carried on, the land becomes more and more prone to the erosion due to loss of green cover. The local water bodies are affected and the accumulative effect of all these actions push the land towards degradation. Magnitude and significance of impact on environment due to mining varies from mineral to mineral and also on the potential of the surrounding environment to absorb the negative effect of mining. Geographical disposition of mineral deposit and size of mining operation, the total area of mining lease with active mining operation is the minimum area that get affected by waste generation. However, the actual off-site effect area affected by pollution and degradation is normally far more than the area of the lease in which the operations are in progress. It is also possible that a number of mines may exist in a close cluster, adding to the adverse effect. Accumulation of meals, trailing and red mud definitely catalyze the seriousness of the environmental adverse effect. Rehabilitation, restoration and reclamation, the objective of these key elements is to return the land to form the productivity that is in conformity with the prior land use plan, including a stable ecological static that is in coherence with the ecology and consistent with surrounding aesthetic. In other words, the post-mining land must be hospitable to organisms that were originally present or other that approximate the original inhabitants. The land condition and topography may be restored back to the original form or much improved by the implementing alternative land use plan after the close of mining operation. The key feature to ensure the aforesaid objective are mapping to delineate the land area under the direct or indirect environmental degradation. Second, geological and geotechnical investigation to know the relevant soil parameters that may affect the sustainable restoration of soil. Third, meteorological and climatic investigation to know the rainfall, wind and humidity pattern that affect the plantation of trees. A study of hydrological condition to know the quality, quantity, storage and flow of water in the local ecosystem. Fifth, topographic study to know the land pattern to facilitate the reclamation plan in such a manner that the reclaimed land is coherent with the previously undisturbed land. Six, vegetation studies to know the fast growing plants and tree varieties in the area. One of the most adverse impact of mining is on water and water availability. The source of water pollution in mines are acid mine drainage. Water drainage from mines have a high concentration of sulfuric acid formed by the dissolution of the sulfides ore in mine runoff water. This acidic water further dissolve toxic metals like arsenic, gold, barium, etc. during the flowing through the channelized path. The acidic water discharge from mine areas is termed as acid mine drainage. The acid mine drainage offer a potential threat to the aquatic life, animals, human beings and vegetation in and around the villages in the activity of mines area. It toxifies the water bodies to pH level as low as 3 and below, rendering water unfit for drinking, bathing or any other useful purposes. Second, soil erosion from dumps and heaps leaching. The overburdened dumps are usually washed off during heavy rains and storm to become a source of sedimentation in the nearby water bodies. Huge amount of sediments load is added to the water surfaces, thereby blocking these potential channel and making them toxic. The sediments leached out from the dumps have abundant metallic content like lead, mercury, copper, etc., which is detrimental to human as well as the plant and animal health. Lead and mercury are a major cause of low intellectuality, development of child, while copper and other base metals are responsible for several allergic development in the affected local communities. Third, tailing disposal from processing plants. Tailing disposed from the processing plants also pose a threat to the water quality, the reason being their improper handling, tailing being rich in heavy metals, contamination the water bodies heavily. These metals thus enter the food chain and form part of life cycle, posing a threat to existence of biotic community. Dewatering from mine and processing plant. Water that is dewatered from mines and processing plants is also a source of pollution of water bodies. Remedial measure to control water pollution. First, acid mine drainage is almost inevitable in surface as well as underground mines, but to some extent we can control it by proper treatment of the discharge water. Proper neutralization of discharge water can be ensured by adding limestone, siderite, etc. Second, proper drainage channel can prevent runoff water getting into the undesirable mining locations. Third, trailing discharge be dumped in dedicated dumping sites far away from the water bodies and local settlements. Fourth, evaporation chambers to evaporate highly contaminated water streams and subsequently careful discharge of solid residuals. See on your screen, as shown on your screen, you can see water quality criteria for different uses as per CPCB norms. Airborne emissions occur during each stage of the life cycle of mining operation, mobilize large amount of material containing small size particles that are easily dispersed by the wind. Large scale mining has tremendous potential to pollute the air, especially in its operational phase. Activities during mining extraction, handling, transportation and processing, depending on technology, equipments and processes, generate hazardous air pollutant such as particulates matter, heavy metals, carbon monoxide, sulfuric oxide and nitrogen oxides. The major source of air pollution due to mining are particulates matter transported by the wind as a result of excavation, blasting, loading and transportation of material. Wind erosion more frequent in open pit mining, fugitive dust from trailing disposal sites, stockpiles, waste dump, haul roads, etc. exert emission from the mobile source, cars, truck, heavy equipments rise these particulate level. Gaseous emission from the combustion of the fuel in stationary and mobile source, explosion and mineral processing. Once the pollutant enter the atmosphere, they undergo physical and chemical changes before reaching a receptor. These pollutants bear greater potential to influence the overall health of the mine system, inclusive of community health. Mobile and stationary source of air pollution. The mobile and stationary source of air pollution must be clearly understood as follows are explained as: first, mobile source. Mobile source of air pollution include heavy vehicles used in excavation operation, cars that transport personals at the mining site, and trucks that transport mineral materials. The level of polluting emission from these sources depend on the fuel and condition of the equipment. Even though individual scale emission can be relatively small, collectively these emissions can be of real concern. Additionally, the mobile source are major generator of particulate matter, carbon monoxides and volatile organic compounds that contribute significantly to the formation of ground level ozone. Stationary source, large volume and quantity of gaseous emission are emitting from combustion of fuels in power generation, smelting, drying, roasting, etc., refining and other related operation. Many producers of precious metal smelt metals on site prior to shipping to off-site refineries. Typically, gold and silver is produced in melting, fluxing furnaces that may produce elevated level of airborne mercury, arsenic, sulfuric dioxide and other metals. See table on your screen indicating National Ambient Air Quality Standard. Noise survey of the mining area have shown that the noise level at many work stations are in excess of the allowable exposure of the shorter duration. It has been observed that in most cases the problem of noise control involves a complex system of the basic elements, namely the source, the path and the receiver. It is therefore necessary to study first the dominant source of the noise pollution, second the characteristic of the significant transmission path of the noise wave, third the acceptable level of the noise. The consequence of noise on persons not engaged in industrial tasks, whether at work or at leisure activities, is not clearly understood, although it is well known fact that the noise can cause annoyance and steep interference even at fairly low level. An extremely important aspect of the noise control is concerned with the prevention of the damage of the hearing power of the person who are exposed to high intensity noise. Even at the moderate and low level, noise is undesirable because of its interference with speech and sound. Human exposure to the excessive noise and loud sound causes fatigue in the ear and may also result in more damage effect. The maximum permissible exposure of sound under occupational health and safety is given on your screen. Major source of noise in mines: mobile plants like in-pit crusher, bulldozers, drilling machines, loading, excavating and transporting unit, etc. Blasting, crusher plants, mills and screening plants, workshop, mine ventilation, fans, neighborhoods noise. Noise control. The tool and techniques can be used both on individual basis or on collective basis to control the noise. The choice between these two is dependent mainly on the factor like cost, effectiveness and acceptability. A good functional design can considerable help to reduce the noise. However, the commonly used prevent technique are to prevent the noise from generation, to confine the noise surface by isolating it, to modulate the noise by air silencer, etc., to isolate the whole machine or plant from people by remote operator, to isolate people from noise generation sources, to reduce the exposure time to high level noise, effective use of ear plug, ear muff, etc. Socio-economic impact of mining. Some of the socio-economic cultural impacts of mining area: relocation, resettlement of host communities and its aftermath. Socio-cultural changes brought forth in the society due to harassed working condition warranted by the mining industry. Disturbance in flora and fauna lead to changes in the cultural pattern as well as fourth, economic changes brought forth due to change in land use pattern. Fifth, aesthetic changes brought forth due to the land degradation, air, water and noise pollution and visual impact due to cleaning of vegetation, large excavation, dust and the presence of large scale equipment and vehicle. It has been realized that although some degree of disturbance due to socio-economic cultural changes is inevitable even in the best managed mines, some drawback could be avoided if mine operator operate as per the best possible standard. The main challenge, however, is the confidence building measure between mine operator and community. This can be best built by ensuring that entire community benefits from the presence of mining companies. This confidence can overpower the fear of negativity. The recent years, this approach has been termed as responsible mining and has been successfully accompanied by civil society organized world over. Principle of responsible mining are: ensure multi-stockholder engagement, transparency and openness, upholds law and its enforcement, uphold the responsibility for the safety of people and environment, investment in future development, ensure high productivity and efficiency, adherence to human and ethical values. Mining industry addresses to the absolute important issue of minerals, which is indispensable for many nations. However, at the same time, it is a constant source of environmental pollutant. The mine environment has a direct impact on the worker health and an indirect effect on the mining surrounding environment. In area of wilderness, mining may cause destruction and disturbance of ecosystem and habitat. Although both underground and surface mining result in significant alteration and deterioration to the environment, the present lecture dwells only on the impact of surface mining. This is largely because of two reasons. Firstly, surface mining in the line with global trend has a major share in Indian mineral industry. Almost 70 to 80% of the mineral are mined by the surface mining method. Secondly, surface mining disturbance the environment and ecology to much greater scale in comparison to the underground mining. Furthermore, studies, please read the textbooks, references and links given in the text. Thank you very much.